Do you want to know what is the easiest way to get a resident permit in Georgia? Especially if you are not a real estate investor, especially if you don't have $100,000 to invest in real estate to buy a property in Georgia. I'm going to tell you in this video what is the easiest way to get a residence permit in Georgia, especially if you don't have enough money to buy a property or a real estate. What is the alternative way to get a residence permit here legally and to start to build your success in this beautiful country, the beautiful country of Georgia. Stay tuned and see you in a second. Hello everybody, a new episode from Nomad Entrepreneurs. This is me, Hussam Afifi, and today I'm going to tell you what is the easiest way to get a residence permit in Georgia. I know some of you might don't have enough money to buy a property or to buy a real estate to get a residence permit based on this property, which should value more than $100,000. So in this video, you are going to know what are the alternatives, what can you do if you want to stay in this beautiful country legally, and what is the easiest way to get a residence permit in Georgia nowadays. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell that when I release any new videos, you get notified. I'm gonna sit there, have my coffee, and I will start to tell you all of the secrets regarding this topic. Let's go. Here you go. If you have watched my videos before about this topic, about residence permit in Georgia, you might wonder why it's so hard to get a residence permit here. Why should I buy property in Georgia for $100,000, $100,000 to get a residence permit? It's too much money, especially if you don't know that you are going to love this country or not, especially if you don't have enough time to stay here as a tourist to know more about the country, the people, the culture, the tradition, everything. So why should you buy a property that equals $100,000 to get a residence permit in a country that you don't know yet? This is the most important question I got asked. I totally understand. The citizens of some countries cannot stay in Georgia more than a month, and this is hard for them to figure more about the country, about the culture, the tradition, everything in this little time. The citizens of EU and the citizens of United States can stay in Georgia for a year without visa. That's why they have enough time to figure more about the country and its culture, and then they can decide whether they like the country, so they are going to settle down, or they are going to invest in real estate, or they are not going to invest, or they don't like the country. So these people, these citizens, the EU citizens, the American citizens, and the citizens of the neighbor countries to Georgia, like Turkey, Russia, Azerbaijan, Armenia, they can stay in Georgia for a full year. If you are not a citizen of any of these countries, what can you do before investing $100K in a property or a real estate in this country? Well, there is two ways to get a residence permit legally. There are demands for the people who work in high technology in Georgia. If you are a high-skilled person, if you are a high-skilled worker, and you got a work contract from any of the big companies here, you can apply for a residence permit. Getting your residence permit accepted mostly depends on the record of your company. If your company doesn't have much foreigner, if your company has a lot of capital money, if your company has a clean record in the revenue services, then the risk of getting rejected is decreasing, and the possibility of getting accepted increasing. This is the point. It depends on the company. If your company or if the company that gave you the work contract has a clean record, it's a multinational company, it's a big corporate, you will get accepted. So this is the first way. What about the second way? In this way, I'm going to tell you how can you get a residence permit and benefit from other features and benefit from something else while staying here in Georgia. Let me give you an example. If you are below 30, you can apply for a student residence permit. And when you apply for a student residence permit, the possibility of getting rejected is very low. This is what we have been noticing in the last couple of years, that the possibility of getting rejected if you are applying as a student here in Georgia as an international student is very low. If we said 100 people applied for residence permit as a student, 90% of them, or 90 of them, will get accepted, and maybe the other 10% will get rejected. These 10% get rejected because of only one reason, that their countries have some kind of conflict with Georgian interest. But if you are from any other nationality, if you are from Bangladesh, from Pakistan, from India, from any European country, from the United States, from Canada, you can get a residence permit here easily with any of these two ways. If you don't want to invest 100k, if you don't want to risk your money before ensuring that you are going to love this country, you are going to invest in this market before making sure that this market is very profitable, if you are a real estate investor. And this video especially for those who are not a real estate investor, who cannot afford 100k to spend in a real estate market here to buy a property, and they want to stay a little bit more than a tourism visa allowance to study the market, to study the country, to know more about its culture, to know more about its tradition before investing their money, before investing their capital. So this is the easiest way to get a residence permit here in Georgia for those who cannot stay longer than a month with their tourism visa, with their tourist visa. And for sure, these 30 days are not enough to figure more about the country, to figure more about its culture, to figure more about its tradition. If you are under 30 years old, you can apply for a bachelor degree or a master degree to study in any of Georgian universities as a student, as an international student, and the risk of getting your application rejected is very low. This is what I wanted to say in this video to you, that you have the opportunity to get a residence permit and in the same time to get a high quality education services here in any of the Georgian universities. So you can apply for a bachelor degree, you can apply for a master degree, you can apply for a PhD. You have many choices. The admission is very easy and very simple. And for sure, I have a company that provide education consulting services, and we can help you to apply in any of the Georgian universities in your desired field of study, and we can help you to do that. You can find the link of our website in the description, and for sure our company name is Study. You can see the logo now here. Submit your application and with your documents through our website. The other thing about getting a residence permit because of studying purposes is you can work. You can work while you are studying. You don't have any limitation for this. You can invest, you can work, you can buy real estate, you can own your company and do whatever you want here legally. You will have no problem as a student to work, to invest, to do your business, to work remotely. You can do whatever you want as a student. There's no restriction for you as a student to work. There is no limitation to work in Georgia while you are studying legally. This is what I wanted to tell you in this video, and if you want to know how to start a business in Georgia, make sure to watch this video up there.
The nomad entrepreneur will dedicate his years of experience in investing in Georgia to guide you. Remember, everyone has dreams. Success comes to those who act. Subscribe now.